What's up, Deuterinos? Welcome back to the Game Addicts podcast. Are you situated?
Yeah, I wasn't fully comfy yet.
But like the intro was playing and you knew it was over. You were even humming the outro of the intro.
And then I was like, "Oh crap!
I'm not ready.
I'm not comfortable."
Welcome back to the show, guys. Episode 105. I hope.
Yeah.
If this is your first time checking us out, of course, we are the Game Addicts podcast. We talk about the modern and retro video games that we play and collect. I am this podcast player one, Brando, and joining me here today is this podcast player two, Mike.
Hello.
And
Mike is going to be checking the podcast quality as we run. Today
he's going to be checking the audio as we go along here today. Last week we were live on Twitch. Congratulations! If you're live on Twitch, you got a very entertaining, weird show because you got to see the show that we did that was not going to air. And we're going to rehash some of those things here today. A little bit. Not to the exact tone or anything like that, but essentially, folks, the last week's episode, we did that for Thanksgiving because our show goes up on Thursdays each and every single week on podcast services and on YouTube. The audio version goes up there. And then, of course, we record live on twitch.tv/GameAddictsPlay every single Wednesday, right?
I don't know, right?
We do.
Okay.
And
you
the show.
Well,
I'm asking you, and you should
like,
know.
Yeah, I know, but you looked at me, you're like, yeah.
You know, it's rhetorical. You don't have to answer.
I answered.
So each and every single Thursday, the show goes up. Well, it just so happens that well, Thanksgiving falls on Thursdays, right?
Yeah.
So what we were gonna do is earlier this month we participated in our first ever Extra Life Game Day. So November 3rd, we streamed for like 13 hours. And to start the show off, we did a podcast. We did a show where like we were just waking up, sitting back, sipping some coffee, and we read review bombs on some of the biggest, highest rated games of all time. And it was fun. We sat back, we laughed a little bit. We poked.
Review bombers.
Exactly. And we thought it like, well, you know what? For the people tuning in at 8 o'clock in the morning, before the gaming release started for us, this is a nice little treat for you guys. And then, of course, we can air the podcast on Thanksgiving. And we can have a week off. We don't have to meet up. We'll be like, hey, man, just chill out. We already got the show in the bag. Well, the problem was we had our first ever issue with our interface that we have. Whether it's the interface, whether it's the connection or the interface to the PC, whether it's the PC saying, this interface is weird to me.
Yeah,
it made us sound like Optimus Prime. And I encountered this problem before calling in to our good friends Dick and Tyler over on Podcastrophe. I called into their show on Skype to share a story that I had experienced, and it changed my voice completely.
And you ran with it.
I ran with it. Now, I actually did turn it off or whatever. I think I did. And then I turned it back on to tell some jokes because we were laughing about it. But so the whole podcast was that way, and I'm like, I'm not airing that.
No.
So then it's obviously some sort of connection issue because then we lose everything. The whole program freezes. And then we reboot it, we get the stream going again, and everything's fine for 12 hours straight. Us playing Forza, Recore, us playing the Podcastrophe segment, us playing Red Dead, us playing Fallout 76 beta. Everything went fine. But that first hour was messed up. So we're like, all right, you know what? It is what it is. You know, water down a duck's back. We're going to just do the show the week of. It'll be another show. It'll be great. Fine. Whatever.
Right.
So we come in last week. And so our thinking is that we didn't test the audio because we were running a little behind to start, and it was our fault.
Right.
Well, we tested the audio last week, so that sounded great. Fine. Perfect.
10 minutes in.
No, it was not even that. It was from the get-go.
Oh, wow.
It was literally record. Sounds fine. All of a sudden, live. Now you don't. Don't understand it. Don't know why. Whole episode is us in deep voice. Not only that, but there's also some sort of connection issue where you're losing words every other word. It sounded pretty bad.
Yeah.
I was able to fix the pitch for the audio version, but I couldn't fix that. And it sounded pretty bad. So here I am, last week, leaving here pretty much in a fury. I was pretty mad.
Yeah, he was.
I left your house raging last week.
Oh, I know. I know. And then you encountered another issue with this.
So the next morning, I woke up. Eureka, I can fix it. I know what to do. I think I got this. And that's when I encountered the little clips with okay, this is worse than I thought. I thought maybe it was just every once in a while, which is okay, whatever. But no, it's all the time, and it's pretty bad. So I have to record, which I was prepared to do. And last week's episode 104 is one of my least favorite episodes of the show. I was tired. I was angry. And I'm trying to form cohesive thought and give you my thoughts about Red Dead and then talk about some Black Friday stuff. I was not very happy that I phoned it in, and I know I did, and it sounds bad. I haven't listened to it. Other than when I went to test it, 10 minutes in, my voice goes fine, and then it goes deep. I about threw the computer against the wall. I didn't know what to do. But there was no connection issue. There was no clips and me losing any words. I changed the pitch, uploaded the episode, went into Thanksgiving, ate some food, went to another Thanksgiving, did not eat food because I was full. Somebody told me something that I thought was very offensive to me, and I raged. I blew up.
Did.
We left the house. It was not a very happy Thanksgiving. And then I came home, turned on Red Dead, and I was either that night or Friday night. I completed the epilogue.
Yeah.
And I loved it. The epilogue, the two epilogues, it seems like it kind of is prodding a little bit there at some times, but there's a couple of missions in there that really hit here, and it's really setting up, RDR1. So I absolutely loved my time with it. It got to the point of I got some new games for Black Friday. Of course, we covered that on the last week's episode, which I guess I better cover it again because you know what? I think I did mention it. And if you guys didn't listen to that bad episode, please, I'm not going to blame you. I got Detroit Become Human, I got Uncharted Lost Legacy, and I got Horizon Zero Dawn Complete Edition for $40. Not a bad deal.
For all of that, it's a really good deal.
And then the deals continued.
Yes.
Onto Xbox Live. Now, I have been waiting for like 2.5 years to pick up the season pass for Fallout 4.
Yeah.
Because I didn't have the money to buy it when it was in pre-order, when it was for $35, and then they upped it to $50.
Yeah. I'm looking at because we're talking about it, so I was like, well, Amazon has so Amazon still has like a Cyber Week.
Yeah.
It's not really a Cyber Monday, so I looked up the interface that we were thinking about picking it up, and lo and behold, it is on sale for $30, 30% off, which is $43 off, which is a good price. And I just kind of looking through it as you were talking, so I apologize.
No, it's okay.
I'm trying to fix our current problem.
Well, and the thing is that we're borrowing an interface from Dick from Podcast for Free today.
Thanks, Dickless.
I feel like it's not necessarily the Zoom. I feel like if it is the Zoom, it is the computer getting confused on what hertz the Zoom needs to record in.
Well, that's a problem then, because even if we get another interface, is it going to do the same thing?
Probably. Maybe. That's why we're trying a different one. And that's why. So
maybe we should just wait. Is he listening when I said that?
Yeah, he said, hey.
Hi, Blaine.
So far, I mean, you tell me, Blaine. I think it sounds okay, and we're gonna
everything I've looked because I've been kind of checking on my phone. Everything it sounds it sounds good. It sounds the way it should.
Good.
So hopefully it remains that way.
Yeah.
But what I'm hoping is that maybe we should wait before we pick that up,
Sure.
and then once I get everything hooked up, we'll kind of see what's gonna happen here.
I'm also wondering whether or not there's an issue. He just called you milk. He said it sounds great, Brando and Milk.
What's the milk reference?
I don't know. I think his phone just autocorrected Mike to milk, and during the intro. No, that wasn't a typo. That's my best insult on your name.
That's all you got. That's all you got.
You should have seen what I was doing during the intro while that was playing. I was playing air drums, and he said it looked like something different.
That's what it looked like, Blaine.
I was actually going a lot faster until you
You
told
were.
me. And then I started milking it.
Yeah, you were.
Yeah. So anyway, guys, last week's episode is still on Twitch. If you want to go to the VOD and listen to that, it's still there. It is nowhere else. I'm not uploading that. Maybe one day.
What did he say?
He said he 30%, bitch.
I don't even know what to say to that.
I don't know either. Anyway, so Fallout 4 season pass was on sale for $16.50.
Yeah.
If you had Xbox Gold, which I did not.
But you do now.
I do now because Xbox Gold was on sale for 1 month. You get your first month for $1.
Nada.
So I'm like,
Make you holla.
I wonder if I go spend $1 on that if that will let me get the sale, and it did.
And you're like,
So for $17.50, I got all the DLC. Didn't have to buy the game of the year, which was $25 plus tax. So I didn't have to buy a whole new game. I didn't have to just get the download vouchers, which is what they are. I could just buy it, download it to my console. It's ready to go. And then on Monday they announced that that the Red Dead online beta starts this week, and I have online, so I can now play it.
So that worked out in your favor.
It did
significantly.
It did work out in my favor. I can now try it out. So very happy about that. With that being said, last week we talked about Sony. Last week we talked about Sony pulling out of E3.
Yes.
And so that made big waves of news like last week. People were like speculating and wondering what's going to happen, what's going on with PlayStation and that, what's going on with E3, you know. And then of course the rumors were that PlayStation is going to be doing their own thing, announcing PS5 potentially in
Which
August.
makes sense. I mean,
maybe in August and September, and then in December when they do PSX, we'll get a much bigger, comprehensive we already showed you the system a couple months ago, right?
yeah.
Now let's tell you or show you a lot of the software we have coming.
Right.
Whether that's brand new stuff they haven't shown yet, or it's like, hey, you know that awesome game we have coming out called The Last of Us Part 2? That's getting a PS5 release.
Yeah, I really want it to be the Song Song of the Four, though.
I think it will be. I think it's going to be a duel. It's going
Yeah.
be I think it's going to be like Breath of the Wild, but it's going to be the end of the Wii U, beginning of the Switch, and then this is going to be the end of the PS4. And if they do what I think they're going to do and make it reverse compatible with updates, if you have the PS4 version, it'll give the update for the PS5.
That'd be nice.
Resolution and all that kind of stuff.
That'd be nice.
That's what I think. However, more to that, right? So, PlayStation, Sony.
Sony Pony.
Of course, we've been hearing all about this, and this article is available on comicbook.com, owned by our friends over at GameSpot. There's interesting whisper that has just popped up suggesting the company may be looking into a possible format change. Of course, this had us both scratching our heads.
Yeah.
The news comes from a German outlet by the name Techtastic, with translation help from Microsoft, who came across a patent filed by Sony Interactive Entertainment last year indicating the company is looking at some sort of cartridge format relating back to the type of media that the Vita used. The outlet indicates that based on an interview with Bloomberg, chief executive John Codera noted that the company needs a system with a link between a console for home and handheld is required for Sony's success in the future, which sounds quite similar to the Switch.
Here's my thought on that. Just before you continue the article, they don't need help. I mean, look at the PS4 sales over the lifespan of it. I personally, I think that might be something that they're going to have maybe on the back burner. But as a primary system, they're going with another PS4 style.
Probably.
That would be the intelligent thing to do.
Comment from Oddcast. How many months have y'all been streaming? Like, literally, like 2.
Yeah.
Like, we've been doing the podcast for 2 years, and that's available on podcast services like your phone and all that kind of stuff. But for us streaming the show, it's only been about since September. So
yeah.
From what you can see in the pictures, and there are pictures here. Unfortunately, I did not have time to get these up and to show you guys. It's an odd-looking thing. I don't even know what I'm looking at, really.
You're at comicbook.com, right?
Yeah. From what you can see in the pictures, it definitely looks like a cartridge-based, although its design also shows some similarities to a memory card. So, are what we seeing like this? Like, I'm just baffled in a way by what this could be. Now, the patent describes the item as an electronic game cartridge, although it could be easily along the lines of how the PS Vita/Switch game is designed on a card. That said, Technastic wasn't able to find any other details, so it's not sure whether or not how this pertains to the PS5. This possibly could tie in with other patents that we've seen make the rounds, including a break-apart DualShock-style controller that can be used with a handheld device, as well as a possible pack-in virtual reality headset.
Now, the pack-in virtual reality.
Reality
here.
Virtual reality.
Hey, guys. I think that's a good move, putting that in there. I mean, essentially, the PlayStation VR, the PlayStation have that capability. Essentially, it's just like a PC. It's running off the hardware of the PS5. So really, having it home baked in, that's not saying much. So that's just kind of saying it has the capability. So when you say the capability is I can plug an HDMI port in, put my headset on, and go.
Yeah.
That, to me, is what that's saying. So that's literally taking that small box. If you guys have ever owned a VR, the VR has a spot where you have to plug in this box, and then that box feeds in your HDMI port from the PlayStation, and then the VR, and then it goes out to the TV. So basically, it just converts it the way it should be so that you as the viewer watching me play can see the game also, blah, 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 blah. That's the way it is. But it's already capable of running it. So the way that
the original PS4 is not.
The original PS4 can run the VR. Yes, it can. It just doesn't do a very great job.
Oddcast comments, what grade would you give the Game Addicts podcast? A+ being really entertaining, graphical, engaging, etc., podcast. He's asking us to rate ourselves.
Well, of course we're getting a plus. I'd say it's pretty entertaining.
I think that our mantra, our little back and forth,
our banter
is what makes the show. I mean, that's what makes our show.
Yeah.
Yeah. Other than that, I mean, well, we're talking about some news.
I really do want to bring back the freaking bombing of the review bombers.
We will do that.
We will do that because I was really
funny.
excited for that, and I thought it was really good, but it happened to have the tone, issue.
Like it will, and the thing is that like this is just like the whole screen and the graphics of what you guys can see on Twitch. This is just what I've thrown together, and I'm looking at what I've taken into account what some other stuff, what other shows do, and try to take some ideas and then try to make it my own and try some stuff. And of course, everything is always evolving here on the show.
He's gonna comment.
He did.
Okay.
Oddcast says, "Do you have any plans to progress the podcast?" Well, of course. I mean, that's why we're here on Twitch.
Yep.
It's why we're trying to grow and trying to get some more views right here on Twitch, and then of course grow on our actual podcast platforms as well.
So looking at this, back to the PS4 Switch style, similar Switch style, I think that it's going to hurt them in the long run to go to a cartridge based, because
I don't want to see them go to a cartridge based.
When you're,
I see the benefits though. I really
see
do.
the benefits, but here's my issue: when you're pushing, what how big's Red Dead? 105 gigabytes.
I think it's like almost 80 or 90 or something on discs.
That's to put that on a.
However, remember there's a new disc coming out in November or like in January where they're going to be able to hold 130
disc. What about that style of chip for the Vita? That's different than a USB style.
Sure.
So,
but I mean, that is just Sony being Sony and saying we're going to make our own design. Same with the Switch. So the Switch has their own proprietary design for the game cartridges.
Yes.
But that sort of game cartridge, the way that because Sony's not gonna take this to a third party. Nintendo did not make their cartridge for their game. They went to another company, and the biggest that they could do at the time was 32, and of course the 64 is supposed to be coming out
soon. I looked up the time.
Oddcast, what advice would you give to a small streamer with slow success? Buddy, we're right there with you.
Yeah.
We are right here. We're at the bottom of the barrel here on Twitch. We're looking to grow. By all means, what advice would I give to a small streamer with slow success? Keep at it. Keep going.
Content.
That is something that I am putting this on me for the entire month of November. I have not been doing content, and that's on me. That is on me.
My computer that I've been piecing together will be finally complete, actually probably tomorrow, but I am going to wait for certain hard drive.
I have been battling somewhat of the seasonal blues.
Yeah.
Just I don't know what it is. I have no oomph to go do anything. Now, another thing is that I also, unlike some other streamers, I really didn't feel like wanting to stream my entire run of Red Dead 2. I'm not yet comfortable doing like a brand new game and me playing and me looking like an idiot. That's why some of the games I do stream, I already know and can talk about these games. And I like to review games. I like to go into depth and look and review the story and do all that kind of stuff.
So, funny that you should mention that 64 gigabyte Switch cartridge. It has been delayed until 2019.
Yes, I knew it was delayed until next year.
But I do not have a hard date on this as I look through the reports. I do not. Don't say it. So continue.
I really hope that Sony doesn't go the route. Sony is going to make their stuff themselves, which is why their memory cards are always so expensive, right? So they're going to be able to have higher amount of memory on their game cards if they go that route.
And that's fine with doing that with the game cards, but I think that your memory should be SD'd. I get that you're really trying to milk that cow. Mm-hmm. I get it. But I think a big problem with the Vita success in the US is the fact that you have to spend $100 and some to get a decent sized memory card. My memory card, I have an 8 gig and a 16 gig and a 4 gig, and they're all maxed out. I have to swap them out.
Black Friday had awesome sales for micro SD cards for the Switch, and not just for the Switch, but for anything.
Yes.
And there was a 400 gigabyte.
Yes, it was.
Micro SD card for $80.
That's an awesome deal.
I was like almost kicking myself because last year when I bought one for mine,
I bought the 200.
The 200 or 250 or whatever it was.
200.
200.
Yeah.
I got about the same. I think you and me got the exact same one, and it was like what? It was at $40
bucks. We
like
spent
that.
$40.
Yeah,
because I bought it and I told you, and I think you went and bought it.
Yeah. Well, I mean, I got it for Black Friday, and then I had it sitting there waiting on me, and then 2 weeks later, I got the Switch. So Christmas bonus is here, and I don't know what yet. I don't know what we're gonna do.
I know what I'm doing.
Well, I for one am buying a new computer chair.
Yeah.
I think she's doing the same, but there's been like what else am I gonna do?
Are you gonna go with?
I'm actually not.
They're pricey.
I'm actually not gonna go that route.
They're worth it, but they are pricey, and if you don't have the money to buy them, it's hard.
Well, I do have the money to buy one, but I think I'm gonna go another route. I think I'm gonna go something else.
Like I was saying, if you're not like, this is my everything chair. Like, I'm using this for absolutely everything I do. So like if I'm watching TV, most of the time, like sometimes me and Joanna watch TV together, but sometimes she'll want to watch something, I want to watch something. So I spend most of my time in this chair. So that's why I bought it, because I was hurting. That chair was hurting my back.
Was it?
It was tearing it up when I did anything. And if I'm gonna start doing a lot of computer gaming and stuff again, I need a good chair.
I want a good chair as well. I think the one that we're looking at is $140.
That's much better than this one.
So, I mean, I don't remember the brand. Sorry. I'll probably remember it right as soon as we're done recording.
That's usually how it goes.
But so the whole thing with Sony, I don't think that they're going to go to a cartridge, and part of it is I don't want them to, because then that really limits the whole idea of this backwards compatibility thing that we've been hearing about.
Yes.
So it's like it can be said that the more that you hear a rumor, or a style of rumor, the more substantiated that rumor could probably be. Like the whole break apart controller thing, we've been seeing that for over a year.
Yeah.
So I'm not going to be surprised one bit if they've done something with the DualShock to make it like a DualShock version of a Joy-Con.
And for what they're wanting to make everything basically to where like your controller is your VR controller. That would be another part of that, baking it into the product.
Yes.
That would be, that's a good idea.
Doubling down on your VR.
Because it's their best selling attachment they've ever had.
Sure.
So yeah, that's a great idea. But I want to do this. For us, I don't want that kind of controller. If you bring it with the system, that's fine. But I want to be able to get another controller that's not like that.
It's not going to bother me as long as you can put them together just like the DualShock 4.
I'm worried about
how it's going to do that.
How it's going to
as long as it locks
time.
in fine, because if it locks in like how the Joy-Cons do with their little attachment thing and how it feels pretty solid, as long as it feels solid, I'm cool with it.
But that's the thing, is that showing from the pictures that we have seen, that are obviously these are all rumors and people just kind of making their own things up. But the fact that the controller connects to itself is what scares me, because those are good. They have a sleeve that they slip into that makes them into a controller. Now, I don't personally like that controller. Obviously, I bought a Pro.
Yeah.
But it works. Now, them connecting to each other over time, is that going to make that connection? Because it has to sense that it's connected to the other controller to be a full-size controller.
Sure. I don't know.
I'm concerned.
Yeah, I don't know.
But I think that Sony will be smart enough to say, this comes with the system, but if you guys want another controller, we're selling a $60, $70 controller. Basically, it's the PlayStation 5 controller, but you can't detach it. I think they will.
Maybe.
I hope.
I don't know. Again, it's a lot of speculation.
Yes.
And it will be. And it will be for almost another year. And right now, they're just going to be quiet. They're going to ride forward. Of course, the Game Awards are next week. Of course, we've already. Yep. We're getting that. We've already voted here on the show. We voted 2 weeks ago. Last week I cemented my Game of the Year vote. It is Red Dead Redemption 2. It's going to be my Game of the Year. I'm not going to be mad if God of War wins. I feel like it's very deserving. I was shocking as that is. I was not expecting that game. to do that.
What about Fallout 76? It's gonna go high.
The Fallout 76 is not nominated in any category.
Wonder why.
Release date. First of all, release date.
I wonder why.
Second of all, BF5 sucks. Oddcast says he sucks. It sucks ass. So Battlefield 5. Did Battlefield 5 come out this week? It has to have been out.
I've seen a couple of the gameplay stuff for it, but that's not something that we follow.
That sucks. It definitely sucks. But he also said that he's been watching and he might make a few suggestions. By all means, if you have some suggestions, pop them up in the chat. But we need to carry on with the show. So
put our names up so he knows who's who.
So you want to put the game? Will you put my names up again?
Yeah.
Put the names up again. All right.
Yeah.
All right. There, Brando, Mike. Names are up.
Yeah, names are gone.
All right, so the Game Awards are next week. Of course, they are promising 10 brand new game reveals. Rumors.
Brand new game reveals or just
don't read too much into my words. Okay, don't read too much into my words.
I'm just clarifying because new entries is a big deal.
I did not say new IP. I did not say that. Brand new, like new games. That new games is pretty general.
Okay.
Of course, the rumor with the whole it's not even a rumor. It's more like of a want from these Nintendo fanboys with Super Metroid or Metroid 4 Prime 4.
It's not a want. It's happening. They're doing it. Okay. They said he was doing it. Reggie was wearing the shirt. He's teasing me. He's gonna do it. Reggie would never tease me.
Reggie would totally.
Totally tease me.
And then Mortal Kombat 11. There's something with that. There's rumors. Of course, there were rumors about a month ago about something stirring on the Metal Gear camp with Konami. Don't know what's going on over there. A lot of the voice actors and the voice director kind of stirring the pot over there. Not really too sure what's going on anymore. But as far as like other stuff, like Obsidian Entertainment, of course, they just got acquired by Microsoft for the Xbox brand.
Fable.
I don't think they're making Fable. I think they've been working on a game before Microsoft bought them, and that game is like they're announcing a game that they've been working on for a while.
Or maybe Microsoft had started their relationship with like, hey, we would like you to make a game specifically for us, Fable, and then it's like they're working on it, and then that relationship and those bonds have strengthened, and they're like, you know what? Why don't we just buy you guys and you be part of the crew?
I don't know if that's what happened because the Fable name was linked to the development team that created Forza Horizon.
Yes.
So, like, as far as something for them to do that is different than racing.
Yeah.
I don't know.
I did like Horizon.
I
really liked Horizon.
It was on sale on Black Friday, and I still have money that I could go spend, and of course Black Friday's over. But
I'm gonna wait for a flash sale.
I almost picked up Shadow of the Tomb Raider, and then I saw it was cheaper somewhere else, so I put it down, and then I never went and got it. I had a pretty rough weekend. All right.
I know.
It was pretty rough.
All I did was sit here and play Fallout.
All I did was sit around and play Red Dead. And then I watched videos of a Twitch streamer playing Red Dead because I wanted to replay the story, but didn't want to replay all that story. So instead, I went to key parts in the story, and then I wanted to see his reaction.
Right.
That's all I did. So what else? Oh, Death Stranding. There's a rumor that Death Stranding release date.
Death Stranding 2 announcement trailer.
This guy at work thought it'd be funny. Cameron, he thought it'd be funny if like they went to like, oh crap, we're getting a release date for Death Stranding, and it's the teaser trailer for Death Stranding 2 coming soon, and people are like, where's the first one? And like you'll understand. You understand when the second one comes out.
Yeah, it's God. He likes to just mind trick you so bad. It's all over the place, and like he puts the release date inside. What did that do with Metal Gear? He did the Metal Gear as it did like a rolling thing, but inside of it had the dates.
Oh,
and then it would flip back to the Metal Gear.
I know that for the Phantom Pain, they announced a game called the Phantom Pain, made by some game studio no one ever heard of.
Yeah.
People were like, "What is this?" You know, all of a sudden they're here with a game, and hidden in the logo for the Phantom Pain were the marks for where Metal Gear Solid 5 would be.
Yep.
And then
inside those marks were also the date of release.
And then there was also for Snake Eater, where you had this is on the pamphlet you got when you were at E3 for going to their thing, and you got a pamphlet with some screenshots and whatnot and some paragraphs, but there were letters. There were like letters like strung out like here, 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 and some of them meant nothing. But if you lined up all of the lowercase letters in order and you made a word out of it, it said Big Boss. And they were asking, so who do you play as in this one? Because in MGS2 he introduced Raiden,
right?
And it got mixed reviews. People were like, we want Snake. He goes, you play Snake. Oh, Snake is the only hero. And they're like, so is this Solid Snake or is this like a younger like Big Boss? He goes, you play as Snake. And Snake Eater, you play as Naked Snake. So he's not lying. But at the very end of the game, he gets the title of Big Boss. So you played as Big Boss.
Yep. He likes to screw with you. I feel like he's the master of like misdirection and. Yeah, it's like he wanted to be a magician, but he decided to be a freaking game designer.
Well, he also wants to be like a film director too. Like this is his way of making films.
Well, I tell you this right now: if he had a film, I wouldn't watch it because I wouldn't understand what was going on ever.
Oh, dude, that's what was so intriguing about Silent Hills, and he was working with Guillermo del Toro. And
why did that not happen?
Oh, dude, that was the. Also, they an update. I don't know if we've talked about it here on the show. They are not bricking that for anybody. They actually came out and said, "Guys, we didn't brick that. It's out there. If you have it, you have it. You can't re-download it, but we're not going to take it away from you." So that's good.
Yeah.
I got nothing else for the Sony talk in
okay.
E3 stuff. We are going to move on to really kind of our last actual topic, Fallout.
Here we go. Here we go. Roll up the sleeves. Here we go.
So I got some articles.
And I'm going to give my points of view as we go through these articles.
First of all, I'll start with the newest. Sorry about that. I have my ringer on.
Oh, I also need to check our levels.
Yeah, go ahead. So, Fallout 76 players are accusing Bethesda of false advertisement with the Power Armor Edition. When Bethesda first unveiled the Power Armor Edition for Fallout 76 players, we're excited to get their hands on that slick helmet and canvas bag. Now that the special edition of the online game is out, many are noticing that it's not exactly how the studio advertised it when pre-orders first went live. One Fallout player took to Reddit to share an alleged correspondence between one Power Armor Edition buyer and Bethesda, though there's definitely a difference from what was delivered versus what was promised. It's important to take the latter part of Bethesda's response with a grain of salt. The source image is blurry and looks to be doctored with the smaller font and uneven spacing. Oh, this is.
What do you show? What is this? Let me see.
It's a picture. Hold on. I have actually got to go onto Twitter for this.
Yeah. So I don't understand why they're misleading on what the Power Armor Edition is. I mean, it showed what it was visually. It's the helmet, which if you guys watch, I have the Power Armor Edition, and it was exactly as advertised.
So basically, this person is complaining that the bag isn't like the bag that was pictured for the pre-orders.
The bag.
And apparently, hello. Now this is the response from the correspondence or somebody complaining from Bethesda. Supposedly, allegedly. Hello, we are sorry that you're unhappy with the bag. The bag shown in the media was a prototype and was too expensive to make. We aren't planning on doing anything about it.
Wow. I wonder if that's an official.
I don't know.
Official.
I don't know.
Because that, we don't plan on doing anything about it statement seems a little.
So they people are complaining that that you got the power helmet and most importantly a Canvas West Tech duffel bag. However, people who did order the special edition received a cheap nylon bag that substituted the Canvas West Tech duffel bag.
Yes.
So people, I guess,
just because of the duffel bag? I mean,
well,
if you guys want to fight and get me like one of the military grade bags that's in the game, I'm cool with that. But personally, to me, that's not what sold me on the Power Armor Edition. The helmet sold me. Period. The bag is cool. It's kind of a touch. I expected it to be low grade nylon. That's just what the detail in the helmet is phenomenal. Yeah, I would like the voice modulation to be like exactly on, but come on, it's not gonna happen. It's a prop. So other than that, that's what I bought that for. Not for a bag. Like, if you bought a high-grade military bag, they're like $60, $70. I was in the military, I know, because I used to buy them. A good back, like a backpack size one's like $70. I wouldn't package that in that after spending however much on the helmet. Crazy? Come on. Quit nitpicking on Bethesda here.
So, in separate news, a law firm is reportedly investigating Bethesda Game Studios for deceptive trade practices following the release of Fallout 76. I cannot pronounce the name of this law firm. You try that. First line.
This is going to be really bad. Really?
Yeah, have fun with that.
Milicio and Rathon.
I'm thinking it's Malaccio
That would work.
and Rathod.
Rathod. Yeah. Wow, I was way off.
I didn't mean to set you up for that, but it
You
kind of
did.
worked out that way.
I know you did.
I know I didn't. Because I wasn't sure if I was going to be able to do it.
But then after you heard mine, you're like, no, that's not it. That's definitely
that
not
wasn't
it.
Okay, so they're the law firm based out of Washington, D.C. that is said to be investigating the developer, according to a post on the law firm's blog. The whole site is having trouble loading at publishing time, perhaps due to the influx of people trying to visit the blog, but a post on Reddit captured the text as shown on the site that explains the law firm's stance. We are currently investigating the Bethesda Game Studios for releasing a heavily glitched game, Fallout 76, and refusing to issue refunds for the PC purchases of the game. We found it to be unplayable because of its technical problems. The post on the law firm blog said, while minor bugs and glitches are expected within the release of most new games, Fallout 76 launched with a 56-gigabyte patch that has proven to be but a starting point for the game's problems.
I have not really got any deal like game breaking ones other than randomly it'll kick me out of the world. I don't know why, but it does. I've had it to where like you turn and you get kind of what you had where it did a screen tearing, but it literally tore a layer of the graphics off. So like you were looking through a black void with city and then no background. Some minor issues here and there, but unplayability. Now, I know PC has been riddled with problems, but as Bethesda states in their return policy that they do not return your money for a downloaded game, whether it be from Steam or anywhere.
Gamers who have tried to receive a refund because of the game's myriad of glitches have been unable to do so since they downloaded the game, leaving them to deal with an unplayable experiences until patches bring it to a playable state, is what they finished. It's also worth noting that
Sorry.
the account posted on Reddit. No,
Sorry.
no. It's fine because we and me have already talked about this. So we were. On
You
the
know
same
my
page.
stance, yeah.
So it's also worth noting that the account on Reddit that posted this is the name that appears to be a combination between the law firm's names, and that they're being redirected readers to investigations being conducted by them. A full post on Reddit asks readers if they've tried to receive a refund for Fallout 76 and asks those who have contacted them to contact them via phone or email to speak on the topic. The post also said that they have years of experience in class action litigation against large corporations. So while a class action lawsuit hasn't been officially mentioned, it seems like that's what they're going for. Now, this comes out of a post that went viral. A guy tried to get a refund from Bethesda on PC, and they sent him an email saying that we're not going to offer you a refund right now, but we will. When we're able to process it, we will do it. And then they came back and said, no, never mind, you did not, you downloaded it. So what can be seen probably as a misinterpretation of somebody who sent him an email saying, okay, you bought the game, we'll do it. And then somebody's like, no, he downloaded it. No, we can't give it to him. The issue is they told him yes and then told him no.
Right. Here's the thing, though. When Bethesda's acknowledging the fact that, yeah, we should give this guy a refund because we kind of messed up. That guy messed up, whoever he was.
Yeah.
But the second that guy says, I got a refund and I have a download one and they start refusing the other people, it's chaos.
Yeah, oh yeah.
Because, I mean, who in the PC world buys a physical copy unless you bought a special edition? Anymore.
People still do.
Not very many.
The physical collectors still do.
I'm talking in the masses.
Sure.
You're looking at the easiest way. I know that I love Steam. I only have a few games on there, but I love Steam. That's where most of my games coming from. If it ain't on Steam, click, boom, I got my game.
Now, Steam does offer refunds if you play the game for less than 2 hours.
It's one.
Huh?
It's one.
It's 2.
Is it 2? Because they wouldn't do ours for my buggy Skyrim.
No.
Speaking of games unplayable.
Steam, not anybody else.
Right.
So Steam will.
Yeah.
Steam will do it. From what I understand, Fallout 76 is not on Steam.
Not that I'm aware of.
So interesting. Also, and here's the thing. You and me talked about how, Fallout 76 is not your typical Fallout experience. Because of how they deliver the story to you. And that Bethesda, over the years, whether you're looking at the entire back catalog of Bethesda Studios, Morrowind, Oblivion, Fallout 3, Fallout 4, Skyrim, all these games have huge problems. I remember Skyrim on PS3 wouldn't even load.
Corrupted files.
I remember Rob, the save file was so loaded, it wouldn't even load. And he couldn't play the game until they patched it. So, but it's the content that is bringing them back and making people suffer through it. And basically looking at Bethesda with rose-colored glasses, saying they're a great developer, they make great stories. Their games, they get fixed.
They get it sometimes.
But then you have Fallout 76, which doesn't have that great Bethesda narrative to fall back on. In other words, a lot of people who would come into this and would give it a pass are not. And it seems like for the first time that Bethesda is really finally getting their feet held to the fire for producing a game that was not ready.
Here's the thing. Most games that you're doing, this is considered a MMO style game. You're playing with other people. There's other people around you doing the same, different things, same thing, whatever. Your storytelling is key because it is at heart. It's a Fallout game. It is an RPG. It is a experience. It's not there. That's what's it's there, but it's in the foliage. It's not here. You're not going up to an NPC and you're not getting that interaction. You're not getting a good story. Go do this, go do that. You're getting NPCs randomly running around the map. the Mr. Gutsies, pretty much the same freaking line on every one of them. Hey, go do this. Hey, we need you to help with this. Go do this. There's only one NPC to note that is actually an NPC that gives you has a good character, good development, good everything. Is Rose. She's the one at the top of the world. That's basically where you go. You follow the overseer's path. She goes there, and you're trying to figure out how to kill the Scorch Beast. Okay, that's the big enemy. Ooh. Problem is that that's the only one. Everything else is done in holotape. Now, I did finish a story that I'm okay with that being holotape because it was very in depth. The late you could hear the utter, not just this like realization of she's not going to live to see if all the work, her life work, means something. She's just making tapes saying, hey, if you made it this far, that's great. I'm excited. Here's the next part. I can't believe somebody's made it this far, and I can't believe it's working. You know, and you get the steps, and she gets to the very end, or kind of to the end of her little log. And at the very end of it, she does it. The tape shuts off. It sounds like the tape shuts off, but it doesn't. And you just hear her go, oh, God, what am I doing? Like that depression just wake over her, and she's just letting it out aloud. And she realizes, oh, God, I've still got the thing on. And she clicks it off. And you get that feeling like I felt her pain of, what am I doing this for now? Like, is this really going to work, or am I literally wasting my time and dying for nothing? That is a good storytelling in that specific aspect. But the entirety of the game is given to you through these tapes. I don't want to listen to that. I want to go to my NPC. I want to get a story. I want to move to the next part. I want to go to this. It builds character, builds a world. It's just empty with a holotape. I get what they're going for. You're the first out. It's empty, but here's the thing. You're the first out, but all these humans have already died. Why? I get the Scorch is taking stuff over, but you're supposed to be the first out. Hardly anything's supposed to be able to survive this nuclear war. Obviously somebody did, but there's nobody alive. Everybody's wiped out. It doesn't make sense, and it's not good storytelling. It could be with a good plan, NPC here and there, but there's not. It's just an empty. I'll always go back to that guy's comment. It's an ocean as deep as a puddle.
You mentioned how you felt, right? How you felt that voice actress was able to deliver that line or those lines in such a way that you actually got some emotion out of it.
Yes.
Last week I made you watch part of near Red Dead Redemption's story end.
Yes.
And I told you, I said that's what got me going near the end.
Yeah.
His voice. Holy crap. That I almost want to go back and change my vote for the best voice actor.
Yeah.
A lot of those guys are almost the same guys that are in Game of the Year. But I think I voted for the guy that did Spider-Man because I really liked him.
He did a great job.
But the dude that did Arthur, when I told you, I said that there's no way to record that without having your voice shake. And when you can't just mimic your voice shaking.
Yeah.
You've got to feel it.
It's got to be there, 100%.
In that scene, he isn't himself. He's Arthur. Knowing what he's knowing what he's doing, knowing who he's talking to, knowing what he's going to go do.
Right.
And all of this stuff and all this weight for the past however long is now coming in, and you can hear it. And that is powerful.
It is.
And it's not the only part either. In one of his near the end of his scenes, near the end of his whatever, it's there again, and it's and it's honestly it's there through the whole game because you get to see different facets of him playing that character. I love character driven stuff. That is one reason why, in a way, when this was announced, I wasn't super excited, and I said I wasn't. I said we'll see. It's the same reason why I'm not super excited for Anthem.
Yeah.
Because I mean, Anthem from BioWare is great storytellers. They are. However, we have seen very minimal of what story is in Anthem.
Just gameplay.
And
Gameplay.
And it looks great. It looks fun. It looks like it'd be fun to play.
It does.
But
It looks
you know
like a
what?
lot of fun.
I want more than that. You know, this whole Red Dead Online stuff, I get to try it because I bought an awesome character-driven game. I didn't buy that game for the online. That's why I bought it for the Xbox. I don't play online on the Xbox. I have no friends that play online on the Xbox. I bought it on the Xbox because of where I had Red Dead Redemption 1, because of where I bought that game 4 years ago from a friend who had that game with a physical copy of the Undead Nightmare DLC.
Yep.
That's the only reason why I had it. And then I ended up getting Revolver, which is not related, but it's the first entry in this sort of Western theme from Rockstar. And I'm like, well, Xbox is kind of like the best version of this to get. Also, I'll get it on there, and I'll have them both on Xbox.
Yep.
Redemption 2.
Might as well. It's a single player experience.
Yeah.
So you don't. There's no
care.
bias. You're not biased.
No.
Just go with Xbox.
And then even better, when you look at the graphics comparison
it's
between
better.
Xbox One, PS4, there's no difference. None. That is awesome.
Actually, and I will say this, from my watching the comparison video, I don't think there's much with the S and the Pro.
Wait, are you saying like
The visual graphics
between
comparison
the Xbox One
and
and the PS4 Pro?
Pro.
Okay.
If it's there, it's very minimal. Now
The X.
the X, that's a huge jump. It brings more detail to it, and
It's lighting for sure.
Lighting for sure, but it makes it a little better
with that lighting. It makes everything else pop.
Yes, exactly.
And
but as of with the Pro and the S, it's the same. Looking at it,
there was very
same.
little bit of a lighting, but I was so impressed by that.
Yeah.
Like, so I for once, feel like, buying a game on the Xbox One, I'm not getting the lesser version. That's awesome because I still have a base model and it still looks fantastic.
yeah, it looks good.
I play that on my TV and I stopped. I climbed up to the top of this mountain and just stopped.
And gazed.
Because I'm like, this looks fantastic. Anyway, so the whole Christmas bonus that we got, right, coming up.
Yeah.
Do you remember, like, what did you just say? What version of that game looked the best?
X. Are you going to?
No, I can't. But that didn't stop me from looking.
The
That didn't stop me from looking.
bug is bit.
There's a part of me that wants
It's a
to go
dangerous
out
bug.
because I still haven't upgraded to 4K. I haven't had a need to. There's a part of me that wants to go get a 4K TV, and I already have a Pro, but I don't have an X.
To be honest, I've got 2 games because technically Fallout 76 can be done in 4K. It switches over to my 4K.
Yeah. I want to play God of War in 4K.
You got God of War, and then you've got
Uncharted.
That's what you have currently owned. I only have Uncharted, Fallout, and Gran Turismo Sport, which I'm very sad that I wasn't.
But I would be able to play that Red Dead game in 4K.
You would.
And also, if I bought an X, I would have a 4K Blu-ray player.
You would
so
have
I could watch Infinity War in 4K. I could watch Last Jedi in 4K. These other movies that I bought, I think I only have like a handful. But like when I buy new movies now, I just buy the 4K version.
Yeah.
And because like they come with the Blu-ray copy. The only new movie that I bought that I didn't get that is because I got Deadpool 2 for $10 on Blu-ray, on regular Blu-ray.
Yeah.
But yeah, dude.
Mine is going to be finished in the computer.
Yeah.
We'll pay off our bill, and then
I need to talk to her and figure out what the budget's going to be. Because that right there, that is going to tell me what I can and can't do. I pretty much spent a large portion of today thinking about it and going, well.
See, I can't do that.
Well,
I just spent $1,000 on a computer.
well, that's about what
components.
I would be spent. I'm not gonna go out and buy because I'm very limited with my living room setup. I can't go out and buy a 70-inch 4K TV for $3,000. I can't do that.
We didn't even get that much.
Exactly. But with, if I go out and I buy, because I mean, I'm pretty much a Samsung loyalist when it comes to TVs. I think some of the LGs look good. I think the Vizios look good.
I'm a Vizio boy.
But I'm a Samsung loyalist, so I would go out and buy my 50-inch standard 4K 120. Samsung does offer 240, but that's only going to be useful for movies. Buy that, and I think that's like $500. And then on Black Friday, it was a lot cheaper.
You know what? If I was you, this is a suggestion. I don't buy TVs on Black Friday because of the fact that they are manufactured for Black Friday specifically. Cheaper components. That's just the way it is. If I was you, tax season, put that money back. Or put that money towards something else and say, hey, we're going to allocate the money from the tax return for this specifically because I'm not buying it now. Because during tax season, those televisions, all televisions, doesn't matter what they are, there is no specific ones.
Yeah.
It's every TV that's out goes down in price, 30%. That's the time to buy. That's when I bought mine down there, and it's wonderful other than the lightning strike. Thanks.
Thor hates you.
Thor does. He does. That's all right. I got his bitch.
Oh man, I really don't have much else to talk about. Wait, did I cover the like both of those things?
I don't know what things.
Yeah, the Fallout stuff, the class action lawsuit. Oh, Fallout 76 patch. There's a Fallout 76 patch coming. We'll add push to talk chat and respec feature.
The respec feature is a big deal because I was going to make a whole new character to get rid of that because I messed up.
Bethesda laid out the most notable contents of the next two patches, with the December 11th update adding push-to-talk chat feature on PC platform among other highly featured requests. In a post where they apologize for lack of communication thus far and acknowledges players' frustrations with issues they've had in the game. They vowed to increase the stash size limits on December 4th. And that's just one feature the players have been asking for. And the next update after December 4th is currently planned for the following week. And like previous patches, it includes a variety of bug fixes. We're also planning to bring some more notable changes to the game.
See, that stash size is massive because that's the biggest thing that me and my wife fight with is like stash size. Because 20 bobby pins weigh the size of a freaking fat boy.
Yeah. All right, so PC additions, push-to-talk, setting for voice chat, 21:9 resolution support, so for the more wider monitors, and a field of view setting are all being implemented for PC. Special respec, after level 50, you'll be able to choose between a new perk card or moving a special point you had previously allocated.
I don't know if I like that. I just want to respec.
AMP placement or login. Your camp will no longer be automatically blueprinted and stored if someone is occupying your location when you log into a server. Instead, you'll receive a notification that your space is occupied. If you decide to find a new home for your camp on that server, it will be free to do so. However, if you don't attempt to place down your camp, you will be able to switch to a new server where that spot is vacant, and your camp will be fully assembled and waiting for you.
Guess what? I had this happen to me. Remember how they said it's very unlikely that your base will ever be moved? As mine's already been moved twice. I'm not in a special place. I'm not anywhere like this is a mainly resource-rich area. It's middle of a field, a grassy plain because it's flat, and I can put my building down and build it the way I want to. Here's the problem with that. When they give you back your building, so I have water purifiers. That's what I did. I had 7 water purifiers because water, you have a lot of need for water, for purified water. They can those babies. I can't get them back. They're gone. Axed. Because my building, they're not on a building. They have to be in the ground. So I don't get it back. I lose them. Quite a bit of materials. It's not a huge amount, but it's the fact that I had everything set up. So they said, hey, you need to reset up your base. So I went to reset up my base, and I went to a more logical sense on the area of the game where I am currently occupying and maneuvering around. It wasn't perfectly even ground. I can't place my whole camp. And now it cost me 40 caps. And I'm a little pissed.
They're also adding Bulldozer. This is a new camp feature that will allow you to remove small trees and rocks and other obstructions so it's easier to create and place your camp where you want it. You can also use a bulldozer to clear these items from the surrounding area to make your camp feel more like home.
That's altering the game. Will that alter the game for everyone else as well? It has to. Obviously, those trees have to be gone. That's going to be interesting how that will affect gameplay. Because if I'm over here changing the code, okay, this is supposed to be here, but nah, I'm taking it all out.
That's about all I have for this week's episode, really.
That's not a lot.
No, there wasn't a lot. PlayStation Classic came out.
Not doing well.
It had, you know what? It has some games that I really like, but I already have those games.
Right. They could have picked better. Legend of the Dragoon is not on there.
I know.
It's a Sony-owned product.
And Japan got Parasite Eve, and we didn't.
That's garbage.
We got Destruction Derby.
Who wants that? I don't want that.
Action games. That's what North America is known for. I love our action.
I do like my action. I'm not going to argue, but I tell you what. If I had a choice, it'd be Parasite Eve because that's technically action.
You could probably take 20 RPGs and make your own custom PlayStation Classic, and it'd probably do better.
Oh, I know I could. I know I could build one to sell.
They could have
hotcakes.
PlayStation Classic RPG Edition.
Yeah.
And it would be
7, 8, 9, Legend, Tactics,
Parasite Eve
1 and 2,
Lunars Story.
There's 2 on Lunars on.
Yeah, and then Eternal Blue.
Eternal Blue.
Yeah, and then that's just
rattling off the top of the head.
Yeah, and then of course you have like Arc the Lad. Like Japan got those.
Yeah.
And then like another tactics based front mission. Come on.
We should take one of these, buy one, and then we should wipe it, and I should upload better ROMs, and then we'll say, here, PlayStation 1 Classic, better edition. Grandius, yes.
Yeah, Grand. I mean,
Phantasy Star?
Phantasy Star wasn't on that.
It wasn't on that, you're right.
No. It was
That's Sega.
Yep,
that time.
Sega.
My bad.
Yep, wrong one.
Wrong one.
But like there's other ones like Legend of Legaia.
Persona.
Well, and they do have Persona 1 on the Classic. But Persona 2 is the better game.
Yeah. Why didn't they put 2 on there?
I don't know.
There's a lot of things they could have done better, but it is what it is.
It is what it is, and we are out of time for this week here on the show. Thank you for all those who tuned in on Twitch. Thank you to Oddcast.
Thank you for the interaction.
Yeah, for interacting with us.
Appreciate that.
And of course, if you want to do that, we are live each and every single Wednesday between 4 and 6 is when we start the live recording of the show. You can tune in and watch us lean and slowly start like as I do each episode and start like slowly.
I move around so much that it's my tone
Eventually,
is different.
I just start like leaning. But anyway, we're here live on the show. Of course, the video version does go up live on Fridays.
Tubes
to YouTube, as does everything that we do. That's a great one-stop shop for us over on YouTube. Search Game Addicts Podcast and give us a subscribe. We have a new subscriber over there. Welcome to the club. Thank you so much over there. Of course, the audio version goes out on your phone, to all your favorite podcast services. Game Addicts Podcast. You subscribe on your favorite service, like Apple Podcasts, Spotify, Podbean, Stitcher, TuneIn, all those great things. And there's even more of them. Just search us, and we're probably there. If we're not there, please let us know, and I will make it so.
Check us out on our Facebook, our Instas.
Yes, please check us out on social media, like our Twitter, Instagram, and Facebook at Game Addicts Play, where Facebook Live has a bonus show called Plus. I swear I'm going to get back to it. I haven't done it all this month. As I said, I've been in the dumps this month. I've just been very blah. I've had the blues. I'm not sure if it's some sort of pseudo depression of what I've been going through, but it's been pretty rough.
Sorry to hear that. Well, I've heard about it already, but
well, I mean,
it
is what it is. And the thing is I'm just trying to push through it. I'm just trying to go through it. I've had moments where I'm like ready to do stuff, and then I've had other times where I'm just like,
you know why? Because it's getting cold. You know the cold's coming. It's starting to get gloomy. It gets dark at freaking 5.
Well, now would be the time that I would want to be streaming, because it's nice, because I can be in the game room and not burn to death.
True.
So what's going on with me?
Are you gonna freeze to death though?
You know what? I have blankets.
You have to wear a Snoopy blanket every time you play now. A Snuggie Snoopy blanket. It has to be Snoopy. I don't know why.
Anyway, guys, thank you guys so much for supporting us, listening to us, watching us, however you digest us. Thank you guys so much.
I have a Snuggie. If you want, I do. I have 2.
Oh, really?
Yeah. I can hook you up, brother.
Yeah. Thank you guys so much. Until next week, I've been Brando.
And I've been Mike.
And we'll see you then, guys. #GameOn. All that jazz. Later.